Wild winds mean wildfires and now evacuations. Oklahoma City firefighters are evacuating near Hefner Road in North Oklahoma City. They've asked residents in the area to clear from 122nd Street and Eastern Avenue to I-35 to leave their homes.
Your campus weather authority is watching the dust and fires. Good evening, I'm Emily Faith.
And I'm Carolynn Felling. Let's get right over to OU Nightly's meteorologist, Josh Duncan. Josh, what's the latest?
Well, we've been keeping a very close eye on the campus cam this afternoon as waves of blowing dust have been coming in from western Oklahoma. The current view doesn't show quite as much dust as we had about an hour or two ago. Let's go ahead and go live now to Sydney Wallace with an update from the South Oval. Sydney?
Yeah, I'm here on campus and the dust and wind is really crazy. I feel like I could even blow over. If you take a look at this, just about an hour ago, there were wind and dust all on the South Oval forming dust devils that just kept popping up, and tree branches are swaying back and forth. The dust can even make it a little hard to breathe. If you're here on campus and walking outside, please make sure to stay careful. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Cindy. We're going to continue to keep an eye on this camera as a second round of dust is likely to be moving in here within the next hour or two. And it's all thanks to these very strong winds. Check this out. Current wind gusts across the state, 40 to upwards of 50 miles per hour in many spots, coming straight out of the west where all the dry air is. We have another update, Eli Millard, near the Medieval Fair. Eli, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm here live just south of the Medieval Fair here at Constitution and Jenkins, where the wind is absolutely relentless. And I'm fighting to keep my hair out of my face. It's the kind of day that reminds you to get a haircut. But just behind me is the construction for the new softball field, Love's Field, and there are mounds of dirt that are being carried by these winds over the Medieval Fair. We keep having strong gusts like this one that kind of knocks you off balance and flings dirt into your eyes. And I'm going to swing it back over to Josh, who's going to continue to talk about these dry conditions and these strong winds.
All right, thanks, Eli. So yes, we have the strong winds in place. However, at the top of the show, you heard that we have some active fires going on in northern Oklahoma City. That is because of the relative humidity that's very low as well. But first, the wind. This darker shade of orange is a high wind warning that stretches through southwestern, through central, and northern Oklahoma. That expires until 8 o'clock this evening for wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. Then check this out, relative humidity values down around 10 to 15%. That is some very dry air, and that's why we've been seeing the risk for fire weather develop. Every county shaded in pink under a fire weather warning until 10 o'clock this evening. So, of course, absolutely no outdoor burning. And here we have a couple of the fires with smoke plumes showing up on radar just north of the OKC Metro. We'll continue to track those. And coming up in Maine weather, there is also severe weather going on to our east. And we've got a warm-up coming up as well. Those details coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. And for the first time ever, a former U.S. president is facing criminal charges for more than 300 counts of business fraud. Former President Donald Trump's lawyer says that the Manhattan District Attorney's Office asked Trump to surrender today. CNN's Mike Valerio has the story.
Will we be hearing from you today?
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg arriving to work Friday morning under heavy security. Law enforcement sources say Bragg's office will meet with the Secret Service and New York City Police on Friday.
The walkthrough today is to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Court officers, NYPD, and the Secret Service detail that protects Donald Trump still.
Trump denies any wrongdoing and took to Truth Social Friday, calling the case a witch hunt. Donald Trump's lawyer is preparing for a voluntary surrender and arraignment Tuesday.
We'll go in there and we'll proceed to see a judge at some point, plead not guilty, start talking about filing motions, which we will do immediately.
Some supporters gathered Friday outside of Trump's Mar-a-Lago, Florida home. That state's governor, Ron DeSantis, saying Thursday he won't assist authorities if it comes down to an extradition.
Well done, Governor DeSantis. This is a battleground issue for so many individuals.
This is nothing short of a political prosecution being affected by a Manhattan DA who literally campaigned on bringing charges against one particular American.
Everyone who is out there talking about this being a political case or a witch hunt are going to be sorry when they actually read the substance of what these prosecutors have developed in several criminal charges.
President Joe Biden steering clear of it all for now.
I'm not going to talk about something.
In New York, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
OU Nightly reporters in our Washington bureau are getting reactions from Oklahoma lawmakers about the incident. We have those details live from our team at the nation's capital. That's at 4:30.
Back here in Norman, the city will be helping residents out with spring cleaning starting tomorrow. Take a look. Cleanup starts tomorrow and goes through the rest of April. The dates are split according to your trash day, so if you need to get rid of anything, be sure to have your trash out by your curb at 7:30 a.m.
And one of our very own OU Nightly members is followed her dream, and it paid off.
That's right. It's never too late to take a chance at something new, and this Sooner certainly did. Find out who it is coming up on Nightly at 4.
And meet the furry friend looking for a forever home on this week's Pet of the Week.
Stick around to learn more. Some breaking news coming into our newsroom right now. You are looking at a live picture from the Oklahoma Department of Transportation. This is the I-35 and 2nd Street in the North Oklahoma City and Edmond area. You can see smoke in the distance, and this part of the highway is shut down. We will keep an eye on this and bring you more as it develops. Well, welcome back, and it's time to give a quick shout out right now to our viewer of the week. Meet JD Januzio. He's from Edmond, and he's pictured here with his good friend Stone Weber, who is a producer and reporter for OU Nightly. JD is a mechanical engineering major, but says he enjoys OU Nightly so much he watches with his friends every night. Thank you so much for watching, JD.
Miss Oklahoma USA 2023 is Norman Liv Walbeck.
Well, what a great moment. And right here in the studio with me is one of OU Nightly's very own and your new Miss Oklahoma USA 2023, Liv Walbeck. Well, welcome, Liv. Thanks for being here. You know, that crowning video gives me chills every time I watch it. So talk me through what that moment felt like for you, all the feelings, all the thoughts, everything.
Well, first of all, my goal was to get top 5. So when it kept getting down to the wire and I was like, okay, I might actually have a chance. And they said Norman and they said my name, the first thing that went through my mind was, really? This girl? Me? And it was just, I was overwhelmed with love and encouragement from all my friends, and you were even there and gave me the biggest hug.
Yes.
It was just overwhelming excitement and love, and I'm ready. I'm ready for this good year.
Yes, well, we are so excited to be cheering you on. You know, this is a big accomplishment, and I'm sure you have a lot of plans for this year. But tell me what your preparation leading up to Miss Oklahoma USA looked like, and what made this year special for you.
You know, I really think the biggest thing I did was a lot of self-reflection. I read a lot, I journaled a lot, and I think when it comes to pageantry as a whole, judges and audience members, the biggest thing they're looking for is someone who knows themselves, because when you know yourself, the greater leader you'll be. And I think for me, that was just the biggest thing that went into it is, who am I? How do I know my worth? How do I know that when I know my worth, I can put forth excellence and inspire other people? And ultimately, that's my goal as Miss Oklahoma USA.
I love that. Great advice there. So now you've won the title. What's the next step, and what is preparation for Miss USA looking like?
Crazy to even think that I'm going to Miss USA. But I really want to focus this year on inspiring young women. And that all starts with what I said earlier, but that's knowing your worth. I've created a platform called Live It Well, which kind of goes with my name. And it's all about starting with yourself. If my cup's empty, I can't fill up yours. And so I think the real way that we can create change in our community, in our state, and ultimately as Miss USA, if I were to win, is inspiring women to know their worth. And I want to try things all throughout the state, try out local businesses, support them in every way I can, and yeah, just make the best of it.
Yes, I love that. Well, congrats, Liv. We are so excited to cheer you on this year. And if you want to follow Liv, you can be sure to do so at Miss OK USA on social media. Thank you so much again, Liv, for joining us in the studio. But right now, let's go over to Josh Duncan, and he's going to give us a look at what's coming up in weather. It is now time for the Pet of the Week. Now, there are so many pets who need homes at shelters across central Oklahoma.
This week, we're meeting Aston Min. He's 9 months old and has only known Second Chance Sanctuary as his home. OU Nightly's Romelo Woodfork shares his story.
This is Aston Min. He's our longest resident currently. Really friendly. He loves to play with all people and all dogs. He loves cats.
He's a big boy, but knows how to get along with his smaller friends.
He's super gentle with kitties, just touches them nose to nose. It's precious.
Aston Min also loves to give back to his community.
He loves to go to events. We went to the Oklahoma blood drive at OU in the Armory yesterday, and he met so many people and helped people donate blood.
And going on trips.
Loves to go to stores. He does great at stores.
A fun fact about him, his name actually is Icelandic for my love. And it makes sense because he's a very lovable guy and he's so sweet. Do his play, he wants to explore new places.
He has been here for a really long time and he's hoping for his family. He's gonna make someone really happy someday.
Reporting, Romelo Woodfork, OU Nightly.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Well, if you or someone you know is interested in Aston or any of the other pets from Second Chance, visit their website at secondchancenorman.com. It's never too late to help a pet in need.
Breaking news, the National Weather Service confirms 2 tornado touchdowns in Arkansas. Take a look now. This video of it is from Metro Little Rock area, and Arkansas's governor confirms there was significant damage to central Arkansas. Again, this is just now breaking, and we will keep you updated as we learn more.
All right, yeah, lots going on here in the Weather Center. Not only are we tracking the wind here in Oklahoma, but now this severe weather risk. Notice on the scale here, it is a level 5 out of 5 today, a high risk in effect for 2 different locations. One of them here across portions of Illinois into Iowa, and also down in Arkansas where you just saw the video of that tornado that moved through. So here's a look at radar. We have particularly dangerous situation tornado watches in effect from the Minnesota border all the way down to the Louisiana border at this hour, as a major severe weather and tornado outbreak is underway with this very dynamic system. And zooming in here closer to the storm that, again, just produced a tornado on the north side of Little Rock about an hour or so ago. That is now shifting off to the east. Still continues with the tornado warning at this time. And again, here's that video that we saw. We do have pictures. We did see some pictures of reports of damage in northern Little Rock as well. So an unfortunate situation. We're going to continue to watch this, but hopefully we don't see too many more signs of this throughout the rest of the evening. Again, back in Oklahoma, we're dealing with these very strong winds. There is no threat of severe weather other than just extremely strong wind gusts. So winds right now gusting at 36 miles per hour in Norman. The strongest winds seem to be up here in the northeast part of the state at this time, where we're close to 50 in some spots. And as we take a look at over the next few hours how this will change, by 6 o'clock the wind's starting to come down a little bit, still gusting up to around 40 miles per hour. But then here's the good news in our forecast. By about 9 o'clock this evening, much lighter winds across the state, gusts up around 20 miles per hour. So still a bit of a breeze, but nowhere near the winds that we're dealing with right now. And here's how that looks with your evening forecast. The temperature's pretty nice, the wind's going down. So by 8 o'clock this evening, 66 degrees with a southwest wind at 15 miles per hour. Then taking a look at your forecast for tomorrow, it will be a little bit cooler than today. with much lighter winds, highs in the mid to upper 60s across our state for your Saturday. So not a bad start to the weekend. And then we track our next storm system moving in for Sunday. Here it comes, some rain and thunderstorms developing across southern Oklahoma early Sunday afternoon. Those will drift in, possibly clipping portions of the metro and then moving out as we head towards Sunday evening. So that's our next chance of storms. This does not look to be a risk of severe weather. But later on next week, there is a risk of severe weather across far eastern portions of the state on Tuesday. This we'll be watching. Stay tuned to OU Nightly. We'll have some updates for that as we get into early next week. Your 7-day forecast shows this wild Oklahoma weather, 70 degrees on Sunday with a storm chance. Then we really warm it up, 82 Monday, 82 Tuesday, slightly cooler for the end of next week with a chance for severe weather across far eastern Oklahoma. Stay with us. OU Nightly returns right after this.
This weekend is the last chance to see OU School of Musical Theater's own spin on the rock musical Jesus Christ Superstar.
The school will be recounting the final 3 days of Jesus' life through the eyes of Judas, and a majority of the cast is women.
You can catch them performing at the Myriad Gardens tonight through Sunday. And our first video for Caught on Camera this week is one that will really make you get the chills. Paris Khandros has more on the story.
Thanks, ladies. Yes, so our first video is a bit scary as we see a snowboarder who was found buried alive in the snow. The incident happened earlier this month in Washington State near Mount Baker. Francis Zuber was casually skiing when he spotted the boarder buried upside down in a tree well. Frantically digging away in the video, Francis then pulls out a shovel once he confirms the boarder can breathe. Thankfully, the snowboarder did not have any serious injuries. Our next video shows a group of swimmers aggressively pursuing a pod of protected dolphins. The event took place in Hawaii, where, as you can see, about 33 people are seen swarming a pod of spinner dolphins. Conservation officers met with the perpetrators back on the land, as under federal law, it's illegal to swim within 50 yards of the animals. The case is still under review. And our final video is one that really warms my heart. Taking place outside of Boston, we can see how volunteer firefighter Robert Curran found a family's missing dog using his drone. Toro went missing near the woods, causing his owners to search all day for him, to no avail. The next morning, Robert was quick to help in using his drone to find the pup. Robert was awarded the Team Award by officials for going above and beyond the call of duty. And that's all the videos we have for this week. Back to y'all at the desk.
Well, thanks so much, Paris. Well, students at an elementary school in West Virginia are going after the big story once again. Athens Elementary School has their very own news studio.
That's right, Emily, and they cover local, national, world news, and even cover sports and weather. These young journalists also include fun segments like Joke of the Week, Interesting Fact, and a kindness special. And if you want to tune in to watch these young journalists, be sure to watch their YouTube account.
Man, Carolyn, I really wish that we had a program like that in elementary school. I definitely would have picked journalism a lot sooner than when I first got to college.
Oh, absolutely. It seems like they have so much fun doing it. It's awesome.
I know. Could you imagine the writing skills they're learning, how to do the video, and posting it on YouTube?
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but learning how to process the information.
Yeah, I know. I think it's really great.
Well, that's it for Nightly at 4. I'm Carolyn Felling.
And I'm Emily Faith. Be sure to stick around because OU Nightly is next.